Okay, hi. Last question of the day. I am Dr. Ben Newman. I study coronaviruses for a living. Have done for the last 24 years. So let's try to answer your questions with basically published science. Okay. Hi, Dr. Ben. And this is from Barb. Yeah, once again. Hello, Barb. Yeah. I have heard that they're in the final phase of trials for a vaccine. Yeah, actually, several quite different vaccines, but yes. And in several countries. Yeah, there's I don't know if you count up the European, American, Russian ones. Yeah, there's probably between 10 and 15 that are in phase 3 or technically approved for like some kind of limited use. Yeah. Um, do these vaccines contain live viruses? Yeah, good question. So there are not any of the current phase 3 vaccines that contain live viruses or were even made from live viruses. So if you're worried about that, yeah, rest assured. At least that is not the case. So the things that are out there, you've got messenger RNA, which is just like a little string that says to make one protein, one little part of the virus, and none of the rest of the virus. And you just put in this naked little message, this poor little lonely naked message into the body, and it makes the protein, and the protein, then you get an immune response to that, and you're great. There's at least one effort that I've seen where they just put in that protein. So instead of putting in the message to make that, they just put that in. And I believe there's a clinical trial in phase 3 on that. There are several phase 3 clinical trials on adenovirus-based vaccines. Some of these are human adenovirus, some are chimpanzee adenovirus, and it doesn't really matter which, at least as far as what we're talking about here. None of these is the actual adenovirus. So that's a virus that causes something like a cold. These are just the empty shells. Here's my empty shell picture. And so if you could take the empty shell, which is just a convenient little capsule, it's like a gel cap, that they put, all kinds of medicine in. And so this is just a generic gel cap. It came from a virus, but we've hollowed it out in a way that we've just built it from the component that makes the shell, not any of the innards, none of the working parts. Yeah. So just as, two gel caps can contain totally different medicine and yeah, they don't automatically, have the same effects. It's the same deal. You can put whatever you want inside the little gel cap, inside the adenovirus, and you will get a response to whatever you put in, and not really a response to the outer capsule, the outer shell itself. So there are several of these. They are all trying to make the spike protein, and so once again, that one viral protein. It's the same one that everybody's trying to make, and this includes the one that is in. Approved for use in Russia, but they're still doing the phase 3, but they've given it emergency approval. And there's a version in China where they have given it emergency military approval, so they can use it on people within the military, but it is not yet generally approved for public use. We're waiting to see the phase 3 trials like everybody else. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So that was the answer to the first half of the question. This is a small question with a big answer. Yeah, but yeah, I like those. The second part of the question, some people are taking biologics. Oh, some people taking biologics like me. So people taking something like an antibody, for example. And you can take these for all kinds of different causes. Arthritis is a common one where they'll inject you with a little bit of antibody that will clear up one of the proteins that's kind of driving the process along. And yeah, it's supposed to work pretty well. Yeah, they are FDA approved, which means they're safe enough and effective enough to be useful. Yeah. Let's see. And so some people taking biologics are not allowed to take any vaccines that contain live viruses. Yeah. So don't worry about it. Not even allowed to get the pneumonia vaccine right now, which is a bacterium. Yeah, but okay, fine. I get it. I get it. So yeah, these should be okay if you were to go towards something. I don't know if they're trying to avoid you having an immune response, in which case I guess any vaccine would give you an immune response, or if they're just trying to prevent you from having an immune response where it's like you're in danger because there's a live virus and you have to mount a response or die. Yeah. Um, so that's a good your doctor question, but no, none of these are live viruses. They would all involve the immune system in some way. And ask your doctor if COVID-19 vaccine is right for you. There, does that sound like one of those advertisements? Yeah, I think you would be all right. Now, just for interest, yeah, in case you're interested, there are several live vaccines that are in development, but none of those are even, as far as I don't even think any of those are in phase one yet. Or if they're in phase one, they're not in phase two because I haven't seen the phase one data yet for those. But yeah, people are trying that, making like a different virus with one protein of the coronavirus on it, so that it'll act like a virus and annoy your immune system while showing it this protein. Yeah. It's kind of like kicking your dog while wearing a mask of whoever it is you want your dog to go fight. I don't know that that's going to work, and that's kind of mean. You shouldn't do that to dogs. But yeah, that's the idea behind that kind of vaccine. And it's worked really well for other things like Ebola virus. So there we go. Thanks very much for a good question. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.